I'll give you $1 million. You'll heal me," mocked the millionaire, until the boy did the impossible. Thomas Weller had everything a man could dream of: power, money, respect. But all of it felt meaningless now. He sat slouched in a sleek black wheelchair under a marble pavilion at Royal Park, wrapped in a custom-tailored navy blue suit with a gold handkerchief peeking out of the breast pocket. His Rolex still ticked proudly on his wrist, but his legs hadn't moved in over 3 years. To the world, he was still the titan of tech. But to himself, he was a prisoner of irony, a man who could build future cities, yet couldn't take a single step. Every morning, like ritual, he wheeled himself to this quiet corner of the park under the old oaks that once shaded his weekend walks. Now they felt like monuments to a past he could no longer reach. He didn't talk to anyone, didn't want pity, didn't want faith, especially not faith. He believed in numbers, not miracles, in control, not surrender. That's when he noticed the boy, a dusty black boy, maybe 7 years old, stood not far from the bench. No shoes, torn off white shirt tucked into oversized green pants with more patches than fabric. A small gray pouch dangled from his waist. His arms were folded across his chest. His face, still, calm. His eyes locked onto Thomas with unnerving intensity. Thomas squinted. "What? Need something, kid? Soup kitchen's that way." The boy didn't move. Thomas scoffed. "Lost or something?" "You're angry," the boy said quietly, "because you think no one can fix you." Thomas blinked. "Excuse me? But I can, if you feed me first." Thomas let out a bark of laughter. "You can fix me? What are you, the next savior? Is this some TikTok stunt? Where's the camera, huh?" The boy stepped forward, calm, unblinking. "I'm hungry, but if you feed me, I will heal you." "Oh, will you now?" Thomas leaned forward. "I'll do better. I'll give you $1 million. Yeah, that's right. 1 million. You heal me, miracle boy, and it's yours." The boy didn't even flinch. Thomas mocked, waving his hands dramatically. "I'll give you $1 million. You'll heal me. Come on, do your little trick." The boy stepped closer. Thomas could now see the dried mud around the boy's ankles, the fraying at his sleeves. But what really struck him was the serenity on his face. "Do you think you're the only one who suffered?" the boy asked. Thomas froze. "I've been hungry for 3 days. My mother died on the floor of a shelter. I don't have shoes because I gave them to a girl colder than me." Something tightened in Thomas's chest. "I don't need your money," the boy continued. "I need you to believe." "In what?" "Not me," the boy said. "Believe that something good still exists in the world and in you." Thomas laughed bitterly. "Faith doesn't fix nerve damage." The boy nodded slowly. "You used to crush people to win. Fired your assistant when his son was dying, ruined Marcus's startup because it made you jealous, pushed your wife away when she needed you most." Thomas's voice cracked. Who are you?" "Just a boy," the child said, "but not here by accident." Silence stretched. Then the boy extended his empty hand. Thomas sneered. "You really think touching me will change anything?" But something in his hand trembled, something he hadn't felt in years. Doubt. The boy took one step closer, then another, and gently, almost reverently, laid his small fingers on Thomas's knee. Thomas gasped. A tingle, a flicker, a warm spark climbing through cold, lifeless nerves. He opened his mouth, but no sound came. Micah looked up. "It's not me. It's him." Thomas stared, paralyzed not by injury, but awe. Thomas sat frozen, breath shallow, eyes locked on the path where the boy had vanished. The sunlight cut through the trees like golden spears, but it felt like all warmth had left with Micah. He touched his knee again, half expecting the sensation to vanish, to be just a dream, but it was still there, faint but real, a low hum beneath the skin, a pulse where there had been none. That night, Thomas didn't sleep. He replayed every word Micah had said, not just about his body, but about his soul, the people he had wronged, the bridges he had burned, the lives he had stepped over to build his kingdom. By morning, something had shifted in him. He didn't call his therapist. He didn't call his investors. He called Jordan. "Hello?" Jordan's voice was hesitant. "It's Thomas. I was wrong to let you go. Your son. How is he?" There was silence. "He made it, but we lost everything during that time. My wife had to work double shifts to cover the bills." Thomas swallowed. "Would you consider coming back?" Another pause. "Only if it means something," Jordan replied. "It will," Thomas promised. "It has to." Next, he called Marcus, then his ex-wife. Each call scraped against his pride like sandpaper, but each word felt like another inch of movement in his legs. Not physical, yet, but inside, something long paralyzed was beginning to breathe again. Later that week, he returned to the park, searching for Micah. He brought food, sandwiches, water, a pair of shoes, but Micah didn't come. Instead, Thomas found an elderly man sitting on a bench, shivering in the breeze. Without hesitation, Thomas sat beside him and handed over the food. "Here," he said. The man blinked. "Why?" "Because someone once offered me something, and I almost didn't take it." The man smiled. Thomas stayed with him, listening to his story. Later, as Thomas rolled himself home, a strange thing happened. He reached the bottom of his driveway, paused, and, without thinking, he tried. He pushed against the wheels, and slowly, trembling, his legs pressed down. He stood, just for a moment, but it was enough, and Micah, somewhere under some other tree, walked on barefoot, smiling quietly to himself. The healing wasn't finished. Thomas stood silently in the middle of Micah's table, the clang of spoons and gentle murmurs of grateful voices echoing all around. A week ago, he had sat in that same park cursing everything. Now he was wearing a plain white shirt with rolled-up sleeves, serving soup to a barefoot child with the same hollow hunger Micah once wore. But Micah was gone. No one had seen him since that day in the park. No one knew his full name, where he came from, or where he went. Just vanished. And yet Thomas felt him everywhere. Each time a child smiled with a full belly, each time someone whispered a quiet, "Thank you," through cracked lips, Micah was there. After hours of serving, Thomas stepped outside the center and looked up at the fading sun. The breeze carried a distant whistle, soft, distant, like a lullaby of faith. He turned toward the old path near the park, hoping maybe, just maybe. But there was no one. Back inside, a volunteer named Jamie walked up. "Mr. Weller, there's a man here asking for you. Says it's urgent." Thomas followed him to the front. A gray-suited man stood by the door, thick glasses, clipboard in hand. "Mr. Weller, I'm from the Office of Charitable Oversight. We received an anonymous donation made in your name, several million. It passed through encrypted routes, all untraceable. But here's the thing. It was registered under a child's name. First name, Micah. Last name, unknown." Thomas froze. "I don't understand," he whispered. He had nothing. The man nodded. That's what we thought. But someone wanted to make sure your mission never stops. This place, it was never meant to just be a soup kitchen, was it? Thomas didn't reply. He walked outside again, alone. A woman passed by, carrying a toddler on her back. The child giggled and pointed at Thomas's legs. "Mama, he walks. He walks like magic." The mother smiled kindly. "That's what love can do, baby." Thomas chuckled softly. Later that night, Thomas returned to his penthouse for the last time. The once opulent space now felt hollow. He packed only what he needed: simple clothes, a framed photo of his late wife, and a journal. At the door, he paused and looked back. No suits, no watches, no power games, just a man who had been broken and rebuilt by a boy who expected nothing. He moved into a modest two-bedroom flat near Micah's table. He donated his mansion to a women's shelter, sold his cars to fund scholarships, and used his name to push for housing reforms. The world still recognized Thomas Weller, but now they respected him for entirely different reasons. And yet, he still searched. Every Sunday without fail, he returned to the same park and sat beneath the same oak, holding a sandwich, just in case. One morning, as he sat watching squirrels dart around the trees, he heard a voice behind him. "That's a good spot. Mind if I join?" Thomas turned around. It was a boy, not Micah, but another, just as dusty, just as hungry. Thomas handed him the sandwich without a word. The boy grinned, then looked up. "You waiting for someone?" Thomas smiled, eyes soft. "Not anymore. I think he sent you." They sat in silence. The boy munched happily, and Thomas, once a Titan, now simply a servant, finally felt full. He didn't need miracles anymore, because he had become one. If you like this story so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more emotional stories. And let us know in the comments, where are you watching from?